TCIG Spaces Highlights May 2025 Part 2.
So as far as our map and timeline, they have been updated really just to include our socials. This should be the extent of our socials. Our focal point is X, of course. And we started on LinkedIn, so that is growing solid, but we have expanded to YouTube and TikTok, and that will be more of the focal point combined with X. So on the map, you can see that we have the three listed on the top of contact: the X, YouTube, and TikTok. So the focus is going to be more on video content going forward. And then for our timeline, you can see that nothing really changed. We just updated the socials on the bottom. Didn't have the logo before, so I added in the logo, and you can check out what our future initiatives are. We are not just digital asset consultants. We have a very wide range of a mission. We have a lot of different pieces. We plan on building out a system behind each one, and it is a lifelong journey. So as you can see from the first one, we have educational resources and services for retail and enterprise levels. For right now, we are trying to drive forward our complete strategy for retail. And in the background, we are trying to come up to an approach of the business/enterprise solutions. We would like to dive further into driving adoption on college campuses, and we think that is an important step. The educational system is getting a full reboot, and for good reason. It's in shambles, and I worked with a startup with AI in education and have seen where the future is headed. It is a good future. It is, as we always say, leveling the playing field. Everyone has the same opportunities to be able to excel. You just have to put in the discipline and the effort in order to get there. It is a good idea for a lot of people to do that. See what's really out there. I think we are all pretty narrow-minded and sheltered in a lot of ways growing up, in seeing what our parents do and just trying to pick something that we like to do. And then that's kind of how we find our track through college, and we're pushed in this route to, you have to go to college and you have to get a degree. And now we're seeing that people without degrees getting jobs before people with degrees. It's not going to be about the credentials. It's going to be about the effort and just the work ethic. I think there's a pretty small percentage of people in the world who really want to put in the effort and have a good work ethic. Today, we released our first couple-minute Crypto Coin Cases Mania. It's important to not only provide more video content on the stuff that we have, but we've been approached to do interviews and podcasts. We know it's a priority. We need to set our sights on what that looks like. Each crypto coin cases that have been released, we're going to do a video recap on extending information besides the very minimal information that we've provided on each one. We started with a very simplistic way of listing them out and things that we believe, the value we see in the different coins that are out there. I'm already seeing a boost in social media and posts about all different kinds of coins. It's not just Bitcoin. And we do need to focus a lot on Bitcoin because it is the backbone of everything. But Ethereum drives forward a lot of other aspects of the ecosystem that we need to take notice of, and we can't just dismiss them. Near protocol, it's 600 times faster than Ethereum. So we have protocols out there that are very, very advanced. And a big part of what drives our mission is efficiency and carbon emissions. And we're focusing heavily on what those protocols are and to highlight them, because what is the main goal? It's not to make money. It is to help our planet. It is to create a better system, a more democratized system, a more global system, a system of very minimal waste compared to all other infrastructures that are out there. Bitcoin News shared this chart that says 37% of adults in the US consider real estate the best long-term investment option, followed by gold at 23%. Crypto, not Bitcoin. They say Bitcoin stops at 4%. It doesn't say Bitcoin, it says cryptocurrency. So that is funny to me, because they're the ones who always post, it's Bitcoin, not crypto. And it literally says cryptocurrency. So newsflash to everyone that Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. Real estate is not the best long-term investment option. And I think the more time that goes past, the world will realize that if something is not tokenized on the blockchain, it will be demonetized. If you look at any of the charts versus Bitcoin, gold, S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow, literally any chart you pull up that is against Bitcoin, it is a complete disaster. It's a downtrend. And that will get a lot worse. Well, I say worse because it's worse for them, but better for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I don't know. If anyone wants to listen to anything I have to say, I have been through the real estate route. I got to real estate because real estate is the largest asset class in the world, and we as a society and a world have been basically forced into investing in real estate to hold your value of your money, because you can't hold it in cash in the dollar because it's lost 99% of its purchasing power in the last century, 25% in the last 7 years. Do your own research. Real estate, gold, stocks, funds, bonds, credit, human needs products, all these indexes, like, they'll all be tokenized. And tokenization is cryptocurrency. It really is like a singularity moment in the time of the world. Cryptocurrency is going to eat up most of the value of things in the world. And our crypto wallets will replace all of our accounts. Simply just your brokerage account. Like if you hold stock, your wallet will hold your stocks. Your stocks will be tokenized. This is not a new thing. Coinbase already tokenized their stock. The largest institutions in the world are already talking on this and coming out, and thought I would never see the day, but here we are. A couple years later, all this stuff that I've been talking about coming to fruition. Anyway, real estate. I have a lot of opinions and evidence behind real estate because I was there. I had 2 properties. I used it as an investment vehicle to what it's called house hacking. So you move into a house, you fix it up, you rent it out, you move out, you upgrade, and you do it all over again. And I did most of the work to my properties. So I have a lot of hands-on experience with this, and learning it from a wide angle that I brought a lot of my trade skills to the technical skills that I learned through college. And in the real world, not going straight into college, I had about 2.5 years out of, between high school and college. And I think that's really, I felt like I was seeing the world in a different view than a lot of my peers. And it makes sense that I saw what is out there. I experienced a lot. For one, I worked for a high-end moving company within that time. So we were moving multi-million-dollar houses for very high influential executives and movie stars, and anyone you could think of. Once you get there, you're like, these people they're just like us. They're just normal people. At the end of the day, you just narrow down, what do you need in life? A lot of people have a lot of real estate because they just need somewhere to put their money, and the majority of the wealth that is even out there just sits around in land, brokerage accounts, simply Bitcoin. They have a video up that individuals over 70 years old are 72% wealthier than they were 40 years ago. The younger generations are 24% less wealthy. And so a lot of these policies that are set up are actually feeding the wealthy, because really once you get to a certain point, you allocate certain parts of your wealth to the stock market, or you allocate it to real estate, or you put it in bonds that are fake anyway. And, everyone talks about tangibility and being able to touch something. And I think it's completely antiquated. People need to get with the times and understand that the future is digital. The future is on smartphones, on computers, and not even computers. That's even going away. Your smartphone is a computer. So everything is going to the smartphone. And that's why crypto is so powerful, is because anyone with a cell phone and an internet connection can own crypto, can transact crypto. And people just need to understand that crypto is just a database of a ledger of transactions. And when you think of all the banks and all these financial institutions and all these specialty brokerages that are out there, all they do is hold assets. All they do is manage assets and manage their own ledgers. And now crypto comes in and is making it a global standard and putting all these ledgers on a global standard that these are public ledgers now. These aren't private behind the doors, fraudulent, corrupt ledgers that anyone could do what they want. And it takes the centralization out of everything. And if you're one who supports centralization, you might want to read some more, because if you want any kind of peace or liberty in the world, we need to decentralize everything. The only way to do that is with blockchain. There are, as of today, 70 crypto ETFs. You have all kinds of different coins that are launching ETFs. And before Mother's Day was our first display of complete meme coins. Pudgy Penguins may be the first meme coin to have an ETF listed. It's either that or Doge, because Doge already has a number of them in queue to be approved. So I would say either Doge or Pudgy Penguins are on their way to have an ETF. And just because of the category, the name of meme coin, people thinking that it's just all a bunch of malarkey. It's not. Yesterday, a $600 billion investment deal made between the US and Saudi Arabia. $600 billion. I was reading a bunch of other ones that in the last couple of days have confirmed that they're investing in the United States as well. If you're not living under a rock, you know that the tariffs have been easing, and even with China. And so the tariff deals have been easing with inflation. Inflation came in under expectations. It's amazing because, only a couple weeks ago, everyone thought the world was coming to an end because of the tariffs. And in reality, tariffs, in the end, are deflationary. We are seeing that now. I said it from the beginning when the tariffs were announced, that before you know it, no one will even mention tariffs, and we won't even know that they exist. They'll still be around. They'll just be running in the background, and it makes for better trade, in my opinion. I know they call them trade wars, but, you know, I mean, the United States has upheld having no tariffs for a long time. Bhutan has fully integrated crypto for tourism. They will accept 100 plus crypto for hotels, transportation, literally anything. And Bhutan is rising above most countries in the world. They're mining Bitcoin. They have some of the most Bitcoin per capita in the world. Dubai, they partnered with Crypto.com for crypto government payments, and that is a step towards being 90% cashless by 2026. A moment to celebrate, because it is a great thing to hear that these very advanced ecosystems and economies they're getting it, that we too go cashless. It's like us going paperless. We've gone from a Rolodex to everything being on a computer screen, and we need to do the same with our money. The most wasteful thing in life is using paper for a medium of exchange. And I know that there's this transition in the time of life on Earth that we needed it because we couldn't use gold, because you can't just chip away a piece of gold and be like, this is exactly $12.59. So it does make sense why we needed to do this, but now that we have crypto, it is a proven thing, and we need to acknowledge that 16 years of history just based on Bitcoin, and now over 10 years for Ethereum, it is time to acknowledge this and to transition to a cashless world. Michael Saylor announced it's time to end the war on crypto, and I'm glad it's coming from him, because if it wasn't coming from him, the largest Bitcoin maxi in the world, we wouldn't feel any kind of relief from the Bitcoin maxi mantra. So he has mentioned a few times already in the past couple weeks that he's been saying crypto more than Bitcoin, and it's like getting under the Bitcoin maxi skin, and I love it, because we do need to end the war. We need to end all war. You know, the one with the bullets first, but of course the one on crypto as well, because again, we just need to acknowledge that these infrastructures are absolutely massive, transacting millions of transactions every single day, billions of transactions every single day. So why are we doing it any other way? There's a video on Michael Saylor. The woman that was interviewing him said something about her teeth, that, well, my teeth are scarce, but they're not worth $1 billion. And I'm like, yes, crypto is crypto because of its scarcity, but it doesn't translate to things like that. Like, who cares about your teeth? Number one. Number two, it's like, you can't trade your teeth in cyberspace at the speed of light. So Michael Saylor was saying that when Bitcoin hits $10 million, Strategy will be a $10 trillion company. It's either Apple or Microsoft. I think they keep changing position to who's the largest company. Apple was the first company to cross $3 trillion. So just based on that, you can bet that Strategy is most likely going to be the most valuable company in the world, with a plan to raise $84 billion to just keep buying Bitcoin. If you didn't see, Bitcoin is now on the homepage of Steak and Shake. All of their locations will start accepting Bitcoin this Friday. And talking about Friday, Galaxy Digital out of Canada, they are going public Friday as well, May 16th. And they just released a video of the CEO and CFO answering some questions about going public. And they had mentioned about bringing more transparency in, and I love to see that, because these people who are behind closed doors that we don't even know about, that run these massive companies around the world that we never get to see or interact with, and I think it's great to see that a lot of these companies are catching on to what is needed with crypto, and the future of digital assets is we need transparency. Okay, maybe you could say that about TCIG in a way that we haven't come out in interviews or like that kind of video content yet, but timing is everything. We're trying to create a platform that has the most reputable sources that you can find. Cut out all of this misinformation that has been sleuthing the crypto industry for so long. The majority of the marketing was just cypherpunks. It's either one way or the other. It's the trash talking, or then it goes all the way to the very sophisticated developer side that like no one can really understand, because they're very smart people, and we need these smart people to be in the positions they are, but we need a middle ground. What we're trying to tackle is to come as a middle ground, that we are trying to simplify these very complex topics of crypto. We do bring a lot of years in this. A lot of people behind me, and myself included, we're scratching a decade. A lot of people behind me, much more than a decade. If anyone wants to talk smack, like, bring it on. But like, we have put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to this, and I think it's just a lot of pressure behind a lot of things of why we haven't done certain things up until this point, and why we released the timing we did. And you know, there's just a lot of things that I can talk on, and things that will come to light in the future about TCIG. But everything needs to come in little bursts, especially being Ethereum focused. We have, you know, big eyes on us, especially with real world assets and basically tokenizing the entire world. And so I brought a lot of very extreme views, and I do bring a lot of very extreme views, and that's why it has been in doses, is that I can be a lot to handle, and I bring a very charged background to a lot of things that are not okay in the world, and I feel for a lot of people. I'm here and I'm dedicated to doing this. Being through multiple cycles is what makes all the difference. You understand that this doesn't stop, and it will not stop. So you either get in now or you'll get in later, and you'll pay the price for it. These infrastructures are so much bigger than you think. So much bigger than you think. There are conferences and events happening every day of the week, every week of the year on digital assets. I tried to open up my presence on LinkedIn on these terms that are becoming household terms of tokenization, Web3, RWAs, like even blockchain. I have been hammered left and right mainly about tokenization. Like people just being like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Tokenization is a foreign thing. It's not going to happen, and you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. The extreme is coming much faster than you think. Just know that everyone wishes they would have bought more every single cycle. It is the Singularity funnel. Coinbase will be added to the S&P 500. First crypto company to be added to the S&P 500. The opening bell of May 19th, so next Monday. There's a couple interviews with Brian Armstrong. Now crypto exposure will be for all 401ks, so isn't that funny? Whether you like it or not, here it comes. Today is Stand With Crypto Day, and it's Coinbase's 13-year anniversary today. Also, on the front of the Washington Post today was Coinbase and Stand With Crypto. The entire spread of the front page was a flag that said, without economic freedom, there is no freedom. And crypto is economic freedom. If you haven't noticed, our location on our X says economic freedom. For the first time in all my years of tracking this industry, I've never seen inflows this heavily weighted on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And Ethereum currently leads the two in trading volume on Binance, which is the first time I've seen that too. And yesterday, there was a negative 91 million in Bitcoin outflow versus 13.5 million plus of Ethereum. And Coinbase is the future of Ethereum. They hold 137,000 Ethereum. They contribute to the Strategic ETH Reserve that you can find at strategicethreserve.xyz. It tracks over $2 billion worth of Ethereum. And it just came out today that the Ethereum Foundation is announcing a $1 trillion security initiative for an ecosystem-wide effort to upgrade Ethereum's security to help bring the world on-chain. On my personal X, I posted a video about Elon Musk talking about robots, and this is another thing. If you're fighting it, you're fighting a losing battle, because there are going to be more robots than humans, and he even says probably in the tens of billions, so probably even double of the population. There was a thing that said the boomers put a computer in every household, and now the millennials will put a robot in every household, and I believe it, because more and more things are going to be automated every day of our lives. That just ties into crypto, because robots will be transacting. That is a big piece of robots, is that they will act as a payment source, that robots will pay each other. And if my robot paid your robot for doing some kind of task, that'll just go into a wallet that is on the blockchain, that is crypto, that works with AI. So now would be the time to pay attention to what's going on out there.
Hop on the train and get on chain. Let's cut out all the noise and build together.